Welcome into this Golden Wave Athletics special. We're courtside with Tupelo Tennis, and we're happy to have members of the Tupelo Tennis team here, and of course head coach Payton Pearce, coming off a 21-1 season where they won their first state championship since 2009. And coach, it hasn't been that long ago, but man, what's some memories from just that day? The two matches, winning 4-3, both of those surely were well earned to get that trophy there.
Yeah, it's still crazy to think about. It's of course been a couple weeks now, but a crazy day all the way around. Just the format that they have us in, where we have to play semifinals and finals in the same day, is tough on the players. And both of those matches were really tight, like you said, both 4-3. But an exciting day, an exciting time for our program to finally win a state championship, first one since 2009.
This group, you felt like had a real chance last year to get it done. Of course, fell just short in the championship to the same team from division in Madison Central. What did it mean to finally get over that Madison Central hump here in 2025?
Yeah, it was awesome. Like you said, we thought we could do it last year and really believed that we could. And I know for me and for all the players, it hurt not to win last year. And I sort of feel like that was a driving factor for us this year to finally get over that hump. We've talked about it before. It's just a team that does not lose. It's probably been 4 or 5 years at least since they've lost a match, period. So for us to be able to get over that hill, especially in the state championship, was really cool for us.
You do have 3 seniors here with you today. How rewarding is it to see them get to lift that trophy for a team title?
It's awesome because the seniors that we have this year have played so many matches for us, a lot of them starting their varsity career when they were in middle school. So you're talking about not just this year, but multiple years of hard work and dedication and all the things that coaches talk about to finally get to that spot.
And on the girls' side, it was really a clutch day to win the quarter or the semifinal matchup the way that the girls ended up clinching that one against Julia Fair in the singles in the championship. They were a big part of it.
Yeah, it's been the girls for a long time, and guys really took a step this year too. Last year we really felt like we were led by the girls. They had won a lot of matches for us. Of course, this year it felt a little bit more even with both the guys and the girls being people that you could rely on. You mentioned it in that semifinals. It comes down to a girls' court, match tiebreak there, and it's wild to think that if that match tiebreak goes a different way, you never even find a spot in the finals to begin with. It shows how funny tennis can be at times. And, of course, coming down final girls' court again in Madison Central with Julia Fair winning that tiebreak. Just really cool to see that, where you have teams lined up, both sides, cheering for their person. Thankfully, we won more points than they did there in that tiebreak.
Now, one more thing for you right now. You've talked about going into that championship day, discussing with players where they're going to play on those courts during the biggest matches of the season. I mean, it really is a player-led type discussion.
Yeah, I think it's important to have players sort of give you an opinion and tell you what they're comfortable with. For us, we had 2 or 3 lineups scripted out to play against Madison Central, and I had one with Julia Fair at singles that I really thought was a risky lineup. Obviously, it paid off, but I sort of left it up to Julia Fair to make a decision on what she felt comfortable with. And I know when we got to Oxford that Sunday to practice, she came up and said, "I've got the singles." And so when the player has the confidence, it gives you confidence as a coach to really run with that. So it was good to have a lot of input from the players to help me out with that decision.
Let's go ahead and just start back your journey tennis-wise, your time at TCPS and now at Tupelo High School. What does your career look like as far as the whole trajectory, getting to where you're playing on the final court in a championship in 7A?
Yes, sir. I think it all led up to that moment for sure. It was a good way to go out, winning the championship for sure. Going from TCPS, and then I was in Florida for a semester training, and then coming to Tupelo. It's all been so fun and just such a good journey.
What has been the difference in playing privately and then playing here in public in 7A?
I guess the competition. The competition at TCPS is nothing like Madison Central. It's a big jump for sure.
And we talk about that matchup with Madison Central, and of course I've talked with your coach, Coach Pearce, about it quite a bit, but what does it mean for you all? You're on the courts having to battle with them, at least 3 times a year, it seems like. What did it mean to finally get that victory? And it's more personal for you all between the players, right?
No, definitely. It was definitely a big step to be able to beat them. We've known them forever, always played against them. And it was definitely just really I guess relieving almost to finally be able to come back and beat them and get revenge almost.
Yeah, revenge is always a good thing, right? We talk about motivation quite a bit. You are the Dorothy Vest Award winner this season, best female player in the state of Mississippi. What did that mean to you to win that award? That's a huge honor.
Yes, sir. Again, it was just like so good to get that my senior year. Just to like go out of tennis like in the career like in the best way that I could. But yeah, it was a great honor, and I was really excited to get it.
And just go back, let's talk about, I mentioned it with Coach just a minute ago, getting to have a role in the decision making on where you're going to play for that final match, those final couple of matches. What made you end up being like, yeah, I'm ready to take on that challenge and play in the singles? And did you ever envision that you were going to be on the final court with everything on the line?
I guess like I kind of knew that it was like for us to win, I was going to have to win that singles court. But I just had like a gut feeling that that's where I needed to be that day, and it ended up working out for the best.
Worked out really well, right, for
Yes.
you all. And just the pressure of that, what was that like? Obviously, everything else had been decided.
Yeah.
I think I was the only Tupelo person on the court other than you at that moment because I was
Yeah.
taking photos.
Yes, sir.
I almost had to set the camera down because the stress was getting to me. And
No, yeah. It just like really did not feel real at all. I definitely got really nervous once I started to get, like I got a match point. I think I was up 5-4 in the second set, and I had a match point, and I was like, oh, like this is actually happening, you know, like everyone was watching, and I was like, wow. But yeah, it was crazy. It felt like a movie. It didn't really click what had happened until like everyone had like run out onto the court.
Isn't that the weirdest thing about winning a championship? How it's like a blur and you're being rushed really from point to point to
Yeah.
get the poster picture taken and all that. At what moment did it ever just like set in for you?
I guess like whenever everyone was like running onto the court, like I think Land was the first one to run on the court. Whenever I saw that, I was like, wow, like it really did happen. And that was really exciting for sure.
It was a really cool moment. And again, Julia Fair, you've had a fantastic career here at Tupelo and one of the best to ever play here. Got another senior here with us. It's Luke Williamson. And Luke, you're a 3-year captain for this team, and always got that C on your chest. Seems like that's always been on there as long as I've been here. What does that mean to you, first of all?
It means a lot. It gives a sense of responsibility because you always have to try to be on your best behavior and set the best example for everybody on the team. One thing that's really stood out in the past couple of years that I didn't really realize my 10th grade year is how much the younger kids on the team actually pay attention to the older guys. And they, like a lot of them, go home, tell their parents how tennis was, how the older kids just talked with them throughout the day, and it really makes a big impact on their days and how they enjoy tennis practice.
And of course, you are a multi-sport athlete. Just how do you balance all that at Tupelo High School and also the academic side?
Well, in the fall I played golf with the team, and so I didn't play much tennis at all. We went to the state championship in golf too. We came in third, so it wasn't the ending that we wanted. But I wasn't playing much tennis then. But right when golf finished up in October, started hitting the courts pretty hard in the beginning of November, and then that's when our whole team pretty much came together and we knew that we had a big year coming ahead, and this was our last chance to give it all we had and try to win the state championship. And so we were working hard at practice from November on.
And it was a season, you all started off hot, obviously, and finished off the regular season. You were taking on Madison Central. You knew that was going to be a tough match. Obviously, didn't go your way. That's the one in the record book, right? But really what matters is you won the one at the very end of the season.
Yes, sir.
What was the mindset like going out of that match? Was there a feeling that, hey, we can get this done next time? Because it's one of those path things.
We definitely knew that we had the pieces to win the match. I know I did for sure, but like I feel like the whole team had confidence in everybody that we had the pieces to win. We just had to all put it together on the same day, and that it wasn't necessarily that they were any better than us or that they are better than us. We just hadn't had the right face-off to that point, but it came together in the state championship, and we gave it all we had, and we pulled it out.
And you've kind of been that chess piece that Coach Pearce can move around anywhere as far as on the doubles courts, and it's really versatile. You playing either mixed doubles with whoever. What has been the mentality of your game as far as playing in mixed doubles?
Well, I've enjoyed mixed doubles. I've played with numerous different girls on the team. And mixed, you really have to take the initiative and kind of forget feelings and emotions. You really have to just hit the ball to the girl. It's not fun to do, but you kind of have to most of the time to pull the match out. But the good thing about our team is the girls are really strong too, and so you don't really have to worry about their girl being stronger than our team's girl because you're already at an advantage on most mixed matches just because of how strong the girls on our team are.
What is the difference playing mixed doubles versus just guys doubles?
Mixed doubles is more, you feel like you have more, like as the guy, you have to move around more, put more balls away, take the aggressive shots more. It really helps having a consistent girl because that's usually what the match comes down to. And so that was another one of the benefits of having a good, strong girls team.
Yes, and then finally for you, it is your senior season that's come to an end here. What does it mean to see that trophy out here in front of us and everything that you've worked hard for and you've seen all of your teammates work hard for?
It means a lot. I know we've enjoyed this year, but one of the things about it is our team is more like we're team driven. We all wanted to win as a team. We didn't really care about individual success. We were more focused on winning each of our courts for the team as a whole. And yeah, it's a great way to end my high school career of tennis.
Yeah, well, good job and congratulations on winning the championship.
Thank you.
Bayla, you basically from the very beginning that you've been eligible to play high school tennis, you have played pretty much every match. And Coach Pearce he's told me that several times, just the longevity of your career here, to see that trophy here, it certainly has paid off, right?
Yes, sir, it definitely has. Being on the team since 7th grade year and playing tennis every single day and working harder every year just to see a trophy, whenever you finally get it, it's a great feeling. And so it feels like all the work that you put in wasn't put to waste necessarily, but it was all for something. And so it was just a really great feeling to finally see the trophy in our team's hands.
Yeah, and the pressure that Julia Fair had in the finals, you had in doubles in the semifinals, right?
Yes, sir.
Kind of go through that after, or I guess that early morning, because it was very early in the morning on the championship day.
Yes, sir. It was definitely a lot of pressure, but I really, if I'm being honest, I didn't have a lot of faith in me and Laura because we were down by a lot. But once we started climbing our way back up and seeing that the other team was getting defeated kind of and getting angry and slapping themselves, it was getting us fired up and knowing that we actually could have a chance to win the match because we were down both sets and we worked our way back up. And so whenever we finally were in the tiebreak and we could do it, it was getting us fired up because we know that if we won that court, then our team had a chance to go to the finals. So it was a lot of pressure, but that pressure ends up just getting you fired up and making you want to win even more.
Yeah, you got to battle right there during adversity. Mm-hmm. Is there any challenges to playing? I mean, we talk about it with basketball too. The girls' semifinal for them was early in the morning in Jackson. You all had to get over to Oxford. I think you went the day before the team championships, but you still got to get up really, really early and get over there and start warming up. Is there any challenges to playing those pivotal matches early in the day instead of in the afternoon like you're used to?
There definitely is, because in the morning everyone's a little bit more tired and not wanting to work as hard or warm up as hard because they just rolled out of bed. But in the afternoons, I would say you have a little bit more time to collect yourself and get yourself in the right mindset for the match. But once after you start warming up and getting in the motion of things, you definitely start playing a lot better. But yeah, I would say it's definitely more challenging playing early in the morning than in the afternoons.
And with you being in this lineup the way you have, you've played probably with more players maybe than anybody else on this team. What about your versatility has allowed you just to be a piece of this lineup for as long as you have been?
Yes, sir. Well, I really just try to be the best player I can for Coach Pearce and for the team, and so I put my feelings with other players aside if I do have any, and I just play my best part for the team and try to play according to whatever their strengths are, trying to enhance their strengths or put on my part their weaknesses that they might not be able to do as well. But I think just trying to put away whatever I want and putting forth what's best for the team is the mindset I usually go into those kind of matches.
And I think the cool thing about this team is the mixture of personalities on this team. You've got some players that have their emotions on their sleeve, some who are just going, they're competing, but it's at a level where they're just so even-keeled. Is that a challenge playing sometimes with somebody who gets too high and maybe sometimes gets a little too low?
It definitely is. You have to find that way to either encourage the people who get down on themselves or get angry, or if the person isn't really taking the match seriously, you have to find a way to fire them up and keep them encouraged so they actually put in their best effort into the match. But definitely just being that stable person that keeps them level or gets them wherever they need to be is really important in a match.
So being a good tennis player and a part-time psychologist goes
Yes,
a long way,
basically.
right? And so Coach Pearce keeps data basically on all of you all as far as your records and everything. And he had sent me earlier today 82-29 is your career record, which
Yes, sir.
we are right now, at least under Coach Pearce, is the most in girls team history in his era, and likely the most of anybody just because of how long you've played. So, I mean, that is incredible at this
Thank
level
you.
to have that kind of career. So just what kind of mark do you feel like you've left on this program?
I would say just knowing that no matter how young you are, you can put forth the effort and just get those wins under your belt. Because I know 7th grade year I was on JV. I was probably on the bottom of JV, and so I knew I wasn't where I wanted to be. And so that summer I worked really hard in tournaments and everything, and I came back 8th grade year and started varsity that year. So I think that would just be a good reminder and example for maybe younger players who don't think they have what it takes to be on varsity or win certain matches, but once you put forth the effort, you definitely have what it takes to play and win whatever you want.
Yeah, and then just work hard to get to that level, right?
Yes,
well,
sir.
Congratulations on the championship.
Thank you.
Yeah. Land, you weren't at Tupelo in the spring or in the fall with us. You were training down in Florida. Just obviously you were here before then playing, but what did you learn? What did you pick up whenever you got down there and brought back here to Tupelo?
Well, first I was out of shape last season, and I realized that in the match. I mean, I lose a match, and it's mainly, obviously because of my tennis, but a little bit because the person that I played, he's one of my good friends, and he was in a lot better shape than I was. So that plus just learning, getting better mentally, and the shots are always good to get better, and they also got a lot better, but really mentally and just physically being in better shape is what I really learned the most down there.
And you are coming back next year. Obviously, you're just a junior this season. What does it mean for you to win this championship for this senior group and then have a chance to defend for the first time since Tupelo had last won it in 2009 to now?
I mean, it feels great. Some of these seniors are just like, I'm really close with basically all of them. They've been on the team for a long time now. They've all wanted it for forever. And not having one for so long and finally getting it this year and setting them off the right way, it just feels great.
And you have been basically on the one court, and you've become kind of the throw court guy. You know, they're using their best to put somewhere else, and then you're just getting somebody. How tough is that for you to, obviously you'd love to play the best every single week, but the strategy of tennis, you're just trying to collect 4 courts in the end. Sometimes it makes for some pretty quick days.
Yeah, some days do get pretty quick, but it's pretty frustrating first because, obviously you always want a good match to play, but second, in teams like Ocean Springs in the semifinals or Madison Central in the finals, it's where it's like I want to play their good guy and hopefully beat one of their good guys and let the rest of our team have somewhat of an easier match, you could say, because the best person on their team is usually trying to get a win, then making sure they win. So just trying to take them out is really what frustrates me the most, is what I can't do.
Just talk about some of the other guys on your team, the ones that aren't here with us, and what they've meant to the squad this season. There's some good players that are going to be in your class next year rising as seniors.
Well, we have Sam and Wes first that played basically guys doubles won the whole year. Going to a lot of match tiebreaks, but also winning just about every single one of them. Really, we counted on them a lot this year. You have Lewis Russell and Wood Harbor. They both had a lot going on and helped us. Lewis obviously played with Luke in the state championship and getting one of those courts. But it's great having them around.
And then, of course, you went 25-1 this season, 77-10. You've won 89% of matches you've played in to this point. What are some goals for next year? Obviously, a little disappointed after falling in the individual championship, but what are some goals for you for next year?
Well, the past 2 seasons I've lost once, and it was to the same guy both seasons. So, he's a senior this year, so now he's gone. So, I guess hopefully an undefeated season now that he's not here.
That's right. So you'll do that, and then I guess somebody's going to have to step into that leadership role for next year with so many. It's almost like an exodus of seniors from this team. Where do you think that void gets filled?
Really, I mean, I think it could be really anybody, really any of the guys, girls that come up, and everybody can show that they have good leadership. Everyone does have good leadership. I mean, we can count on basically everyone, so I think it can go to anybody.
And then we'll just rewind to that championship. You running through the gates first. I think Ashton got a really good photo of you leaping on the court to meet Julia Fair. Was there anything going through your mind in that moment as soon as that point was won, or was it just a blank?
Finally beat Madison Central. I mean, finally they just lost. That's all the way through my mind. Yeah, we won a state championship, but that hadn't really crossed my mind yet. It was we beat Madison Central. It was a big moment, and then about 30 minutes later, I was like, okay, we won state. That's
finally soaks in, right? And for a while, that hump had been Oxford. You got over that. It's almost like going up a staircase, right? You got them, climbed over that hump, and then it was just Madison Central that couldn't get over, and then that one day in Oxford, it happened, right?
Yes, sir.
And wrapping things up here with Tupelo tennis, Coach, obviously a fantastic season, winning the championship, and now moving forward, eyes toward next year. Just some of the expectations for next year, and maybe a couple words to sum up what this group's meant to you in 2025.
Yeah, next year, my anticipation is that we're just as strong and we still have just as good of a chance to win the championship again and go back-to-back. Obviously, it's going to look different, graduating 5 out of our 6 senior girls and losing Luke, who's played a ton of matches for us as well. So it's going to be a new look, especially there on the girls' side, but I have confidence in the girls that are coming up. Some of them have gotten opportunities, this year to see what they can do and probably get into more of a full-time role next year. So I think we'll still be strong, and I'm excited about it. And of course, when August rolls around, we'll get back started and go on that quest again. But for me, this group has always been the group that even when they had their first tryout as 7th graders, you kind of saw it where it was going to build to this year and last year. You just knew that this group had something in them. And so for me, I'm very excited, very happy for them, knowing that they were finally able to do it. I believed for a while that they could. So I'm really excited for them. I'm glad that they were able to go out on top.
Okay, 2 more things, a little bit lighter note. Championship trophy photo. How do you think we did with yours compared to Coach Justice and Coach Harden's?
I think the whole idea is goofy, but I'm good for it. It's funny, and now it's, I guess, become a thing for Tupelo. Maybe we can recreate it with Coach Gann this year, but we are just don't know. I don't know what to say on that. It's just one of those things.
It wasn't like you asked for it. We had to do it, though.
No,
it's kind of tradition.
It was one of those things that it was told I needed to do it before we left, and so I didn't want to let anybody down there. So we dropped in the Sprinter van and made it happen.
It was just magic. We just got that photo and made it happen. And then, of course, birthday was the week later. The whole school sang happy birthday to you. You got to speak in front of almost 2,200 students, and then that many sang happy birthday to you. So I don't know what was more awkward for you, you having to take the Sprinter van photo or a couple of days later, but we love to keep you on the spot.
I think it's a couple of days later. That is one of my nightmares. You had everybody singing, and then I had to grab a mic. I don't know what I said. I think I grabbed it and said words, and then I know when I gave the mic over to the girls, it was the whole hand was shaking because that's just not my comfort level. But it was exciting in that moment to see the kids celebrated for their accomplishment.
And just really cool, that whole pass the torch thing that Dr. Thomas has started and at Tupelo High School, and it's really paid off this year. 4 state championships. We still got some more that we can go out there and get, but yeah, just our latest state champions, Tupelo tennis. So we appreciate y'all for joining us today, and we'll try to get you all. Hopefully we can broadcast something here in the coming future, but thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for watching.